Hi, my name is Robert Hernandez. Today I'll be sharing with you my presentation on HIV/AIDS stigma. The AIDS epidemic. The infamous AIDS epidemic took place between 1981 and 1990. According to the CDC, throughout this time period, the disease claimed about 100,777 lives. The disease quickly became the leading cause of death amongst young adults. By 1988, HIV/AIDS became the third leading cause of death amongst men aged 25 to 44. Unfortunately, a disproportionate amount of the deaths, 59%, occurred amongst homosexual/slash bisexual men. Death rates were also higher amongst Black and Hispanic men compared to white men. The mortality rate for this disease during this time was very high. Contracting AIDS during the 1980s was often equivalent to receiving a death sentence. The AIDS epidemic today. Contrary to popular belief, the AIDS epidemic didn't necessarily end in 1990. The AIDS/HIV is still an extremely prevalent disease today. At a global scale, about 38.4 million people contracted HIV/AIDS in 2021. The disease claimed about 650,000 lives in 2021. The stigma. There have been significant medical advances since the 1980s. These medical advances mean that contracting AIDS/HIV is no longer a death sentence. While there is still a definitive while there is still not a definitive cure for the disease, today there are effective treatment plans for dealing with the disease. Despite these medical advances, there still exists a foreboding stigma surrounding the disease. Many people still think that contracting the disease is equivalent to receiving a death sentence. Other people think that contracting the disease means that they can no longer have sex or be in a relationship. More needs to be done to educate people on the facts regarding HIV/AIDS. And these are my sources. Thank you for watching my presentation.